Jews are the miners, canaries of history. Those of you who are familiar with mining, but before miners go down to mine, let's say for coal, they send down canary birds. Canary birds are very sensitive to noxious fumes. If the birds don't come back, you know there are poisonous fumes in the mines, don't go down. Thousands of years, somehow this group of people manages to evoke the deepest sense of disgust and hate. But why? Why? And the answer is because a nation that was chosen to be the ambassadors of goodness and love. And the canary is the one that's sensitive to this evil, and evil feels what is goodness. And therefore it attacks it, and it attacks it with such vicious hatred.
If Jews really the miners' canary of history, and the nations of the world are the coal miners, we need to sing the prophetic truth of King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe and his joyful announcement of redemption, loud and proud, to redeem ourselves and the world. Time is of essence, and it's long overdue to get real, because the name Israel itself implies is real. And Gaza in Hebrew spells Aza, from the word Oz, strength. To win the war in Gaza is to get our strength back, so that we can find the courage to get real and tell the truth, which was hidden and waiting to be revealed for the last 32 years. King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe not only demanded worldwide publicity of his joyful prophetic announcement of redemption, but also publicly told us and showed us by being a living example, Dugma Chaya, how to do it successfully back in 1991 on Gimel, the third day of Tammuz. Here's the quote: "The world is ready and completely receptive. When a Jew performs his work properly, transcending all limits and constraints, and simultaneously channeling these efforts within the parameters of nature, he will see how the world, nature, and the nations of the world will assist him in his work. The time has thus arrived that, notwithstanding the need for supernatural changes, the miracles and wonders of the true and complete redemption, these supernatural energies permeate the nature of the world itself, so that the world itself assists in the blossoming of the redemption." In simple words, when King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe charged us in 1991 with the mission to accept King Moshiach by publicizing his face and identity, and also revealing the prophetic truth of his joyous announcements of redemption, he obviously meant that we do it without any fears, doubts, and reservations. How else would you do it if you truly relied on the prophet of the generation and his message from God? If we are really the world's canary and the nations are the coal miners, and instead of singing the prophet's song, we actually hid it and kept it silent for 30 years, by now the world is suffocating already and can't take it anymore, because the nations know, feel, and demand from us, the Jews, tell us the truth. We can't breathe. Remember LA with George Floyd in 2020? Back in 1980s, during Simchat Torah, the same Rabbi Yosef Yitzhak Jacobson you just saw in a short clip in the beginning was in 770, the worldwide headquarters of Chabad Lubavitch in Crown Heights, New York, and saw how a famous Chabad Chassid follower told Lubavitcher Rebbe, then without a title of King Moshiach, to reveal himself as Moshiach. The Rebbe's face became serious, and he answered, "Don't tell me what to do. You have a lot to reveal yourself." Today, this story is more apropos than ever before, because God, Moshiach, and the whole creation is waiting for the Jews, and especially Chabad Lubavitch, to reveal their true selves and sing King Moshiach's Lubavitcher Rebbe's joyously prophetic truth, which was stubbornly hidden for so many years while so many calamities happened in the meantime, culminating with the most painful 7th of October and the present war of swords of iron. Still entering the thought of sitting on a fence, waiting for the storm to pass by, while this bloody writing on the wall stares you straight in the face, is in direct violation of the mitzvah commandment, don't stand idly by the blood of your brother. Al ta'amod al dam reyecha. The smell of gas in the world coal mine, spiritually, metaphorically speaking, didn't come on October 7th, and not even during the terrible Gush Katif disengagement, but exactly three years from the day that King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe told us how to publicize his truth on Gimel Tammuz, the third day of Tammuz of 1994, when impossible happened, and our eyes saw his quote-unquote funeral, the most difficult test of our generation. How much do we really trust in the prophet, him being King Moshiach, and his joyous message of Moshiach and redemption being here and now? So instead of continuing their redeeming publicity by doing their job as prophet told them exactly to the date 3 years before, official Chabad Lubavitch, the world's canary, proclaimed the Rebbe, which stands for Rosh Bnei Israel, the head of Jewish people, not being alive, and not only stopped singing his joyously prophetic announcement of redemption, but tried to hide it from the world until now. So today, almost 30 years later, you can sing Am Yisrael Chai all you want, and it's definitely great for unity, Achdut, and Ahavat Israel, love of your fellow Jew. But until we admit and accept the truth of King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rosh Bnei Israel, the head of the Jewish people, being alive, and he really is, otherwise we would not be able to sing this most popular song without a living head. We, the Jewish nation, so to speak, is a headless canary, which can fulfill its purpose of singing the ultimate truth and thereby redeeming ourselves and the world from this stinking gas-filled mine of Galut exile. No wonder we hear on the streets again the screams, "Gas the Jews!" because deep down subconsciously they know that we're hiding the most life-saving truth for so many years, and they're very angry from this prolonged suffocation. And when you find no solution to this crisis, it's probably not a problem to be solved, but rather a truth to be accepted, that the world is waiting while literally suffocating. Time is of essence to stop blaming the world, nature, and the nations, who are actually the reflection and the mirror of our internal state of confusion. They're actually not against us, but on the contrary, according to King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe's announcement exactly this week, 32 years ago, are completely purified and refined and totally on our side of history, ready and receptive and assisting the Jews to reveal Moshiach and redemption here and now. The physical body and even the physicality of the world is a vessel receptive to all the spiritual lights and concepts, primarily the light of our righteous Moshiach, the light of the true and complete redemption. And the only thing missing is that the Jew should open his eyes as he should when he will see that all is ready for the redemption. We simply need to perform our job of proclaiming the joyful truth to the nations properly and proudly, according to the prophetic statement of King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe from Gimel, the third day of Tammuz of 1991. It is high time to get real and look inside yourself. Which deep fears, doubts, and reservations are stopping you from living up to your purpose of God's chosen people to be a world canary? Why are we so demanding from the army and the government to finish their job of destroying Hamas, Amalek, and releasing the hostages, when we ourselves did not finish and most didn't even start our job of revealing the Prophet's truth to the world? Because according to King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe, Geula, redemption, is cognate to the term Gilui, revelation, and is in reference to the revelation of Master of the world within Geula, exile. Since God is absolute truth, Geula is the revelation of this truth. So how can you open the eyes to see the true and complete redemption if you don't reveal the redeeming truth of announcements of redemption? The morning blessing of Matir Asurim, he who frees the captives, took on a different meaning to bring them back. I believe it's essentially high time to get rid of all your fears, doubts, and reservations, and reveal your true self by releasing your own internal Moshiach from being a hostage, a captive inside of you. When you accept Lubavitcher Rebbe as King Moshiach with long live the King, and gratefully acknowledge the prophetic truth of joyous announcement of redemption of King Moshiach, Lubavitcher Rebbe, with Todah today for Geula, by releasing and revealing your own captive, your internal Moshiach, your private Yehidah, the highest and deepest level of your soul, help not only to redeem and bring all those hostages back, but also to see with your own eyes collective Yehidah of King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe revealed to all, and enable him to do his final mission, to take the Jews out of Galut exile. Because nobody is coming to save you, not even God himself or his messenger Moshiach, who told us it's all up to you to do your job of greeting Moshiach and proclaiming Geula here and now, because Geula is not happening to you, but through you. For God to achieve redemption, he needs every living Jew, including you, to agree with him, desire it, will, and proclaim that not only we reach the time of redemption, but Geula is here literally in a simple sense. Why would he ask you to, through his prophet, to agree with him and proclaim redemption here and now if it was so obvious for everyone? Back in 1951, in his inaugural speech, King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe told us that holy nonsense is the portal to Geula. That's why I dare to challenge you to be a voice of King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe and become a holy fool canary by performing the ultimate holy nonsense, Shtut de Gdusha, of crowning invisible king and proclaiming unseen and unknown redemption with a song, because the same King Moshiach Lubavitcher Rebbe already warned us in that same year of his inauguration in 1951. It is certain that the Rebbe's intention will be carried out regardless of what we do. Yet in order that it should be in a manner of kindness and mercy, we must exert ourselves and do that which the Rebbe requires and demands of us. End of quote. The choice is yours. The time is now. Dare to share if you care. The prophet told us, have no fear. Let's celebrate Moshiach's here. Forget the tension and live redemption. Let's celebrate. No worries, mate. Forget the fear. Geula's here. Let's dance and sing. Long live the king. The prophet told us, have no tension. Let's celebrate and live redemption. Forget the fear. Moshiach's here. Let's celebrate. No worries, mate. Forget the tension and live redemption. Let's dance and sing. Long live the king. Todah today for Geula. Todah lecha al Geula. האמיתית והשלמה, על הבריאות והשירות ועל שלום בכל עולם, על הבריאות והשירות ועל שלום בכל עולם. Thank you for true, complete redemption. Thank you for health and wealth, no tension, total abundance overall, and for the peaceful, blissful world, total abundance overall, and for the peaceful, blissful world. Geula!